the music industry needs to change. When you think of the music industry, you probably think of singers like Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, and all these impressive people. But there's a completely other side to the music industry that everyone's forgetting, and that's the instrumentalist. The instrumentalists are some of the most important and vital people to the music industry, yet they are unsupported, not appreciated, and honestly not even well known. For example, let's start with college and high school bands. First season they have is marching season. Marching season takes so much work, effort, and time. They spend hours and hours learning drill, learning how to move from this spot to this spot while marching, while playing a song they've memorized. It is insane. Yet during halftime, when it is their time to perform and entertain the crowd, every single person, back up. Not every single person, but half the stands goes and gets food, or goes to the bathroom, or oh, it's just the band, it's break time, I'm gonna go run and do what I need to do. Are you joking? This band has put in so much time and so much effort, and instead of sitting for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and watching and cheering them on and supporting them, everyone goes and has to get a snack, or oh, I've got to go to the bathroom, or I don't want to miss any of the game. I just want you to know, the bands notice. I was in high school band, and I remember exactly what halftime meant to me. Halftime was our time. We spent the whole summer learning music, learning our drill, getting everything down to perfection to put on a beautiful show and entertain the crowd. We would line up, march onto the field. You could hear the announcer announcing us and what we were going to perform. And we would march from the home stands to the field, and then we would turn around. Now that turnaround moment is really scary because all of a sudden you're in front of all these people. But when I turned around, everyone was talking, everyone was getting up and leaving. No, the only people that cared were the parents, and the grandmas were there who were wanting to watch the band. Everyone else was like, oh great, football, we're on a break, I'm gonna go get some food.
Here's an actual video of me performing a solo at halftime, and as you can see, people are walking back and forth, talking, laughing, not paying attention. Even this guy had his back turned for the majority of the performance.
I just want you to know how hard that was to see half of the people leaving. I had spent so much time making this beautiful, entertaining performance, and every single person didn't care. I didn't feel supported. We barely got any cheers after, and it was just like, okay, one more thing and then we can get back to the football game. And it was so hard to want to continue to do marching band, to want to continue to be a part of it, because no one supported us, no one appreciated us, not the cheerleaders, not the football team, not the stands, no one. And every football game, I sat on a cold metal bleacher. At halftime, I got up in the snow, in the rain, in the freezing cold, in the burning heat, and I walked out onto that field and played. And for no one to care, for no one to stay, it was horrible and hard, and I hate that bands aren't supported. And what about college marching bands? They do the same thing. They happen to be a little bit more supported because of the traditions that they bring to the field. When you hear your alma mater and your fight song playing, there's a sense of nostalgia. But still, these halftime comes along and nobody cares. Everyone goes and gets snacks, and that has to change. After football season's over, who cares what the marching band does? They were great entertainment while they lasted. Fun fact, the marching band has a whole nother season the next semester. They go straight from marching band into concert season and contest season. Now for concert and contest season, it's a whole different world, a whole different ballpark. They start with, again, taking months to learn a whole new set of pieces. They first usually go to contests. Contest is where bands go and they perform for a set of judges, get rated, and then win awards. Half the population doesn't even know that these exist. And that is so frustrating. I always remember, again, when I was in high school band, we actually made it to state contest, which we hadn't done in years. And our band was so proud and so excited. Yet when we went on that bus, not really anybody cared. No one really even knew what was happening. We went to state, we won an award, and we came back with a trophy, and everyone was like, yay, good job, good for you, okay, back to sports. We just went to a contest, went to a competition, and won, and nobody cared. Again, nobody supported, no one appreciated what the work and the things that we had done to win that award. And then once contest season kind of dies down, we usually play concerts. We usually play a end of the spring concert with all of the contest songs and then a couple new ones. And again, no one shows up. We need to start getting people to come and support these bands and support these young musicians from high school who have found a way to express themselves and found a family within the band, to give them the support they need to keep going. A lot of kids in high school drop out of band because it's weird, no one goes, no one shows, and it's a lot of time and no one cares about it. Imagine what these kids could do if they were involved in band and could express themselves through this music and find a family and find friends, and how much of a better life they're going to have with a musical background. And then in college, these kids are taking a million classes and they finally have something fun that they love to do, and they love to put on a show for people, and no one cares, no one supports. These bands are going to die out unless someone starts to care, unless the music industry starts to care. Moving on from bands, what about the individualist instrumentalist? Wow, say that 3 times fast. Individual instrumentalist, Sorry. Anyways, these people have spent years and years and years perfecting their craft, becoming probably the best in the world at their instrument. And so they put on concerts for people to share and express and play this beautiful music for people. Nobody comes. Nobody cares. If most music that doesn't have any words in it, nobody cares about, because they believe that the words can better express their feelings than just music and just a feeling. I used to be like that growing up. Instrumentalist music was just not my jam. I was like, I would much rather be able to sing along. That all changed during a high school talent show. I decided to go, one of my friends was in it, and I was like, yeah, this could be good. There was only about 5 or 6 people playing. It was pretty small. It was just in the auditorium, a bland black curtain, and then whatever props that person needed. When I looked at the program, I saw about 5 people. 3 of them were singers, 1 of them was a magician, and 1 person was a pianist. I was like, okay, well, definitely the singers are going to win, and I need the pianist to get over and through quickly, because that's going to be boring. He was the last person to go. Singers were fantastic. Everyone cheered, everyone sang along, it was great. The magician did magic, has no relevance here. Then the pianist went up. They rolled out the grand piano, they set the bench out, and they walked off. The pianist walked in, he sat down, took a deep breath, and began to play the Interstellar Suite by Hans Zimmer. That piece made me feel something that I could never express with words. It was a masterpiece, beautiful, just breathtaking. And when he finished, he put his hands down, he stood up to bow, and the crowd went wild because everyone had felt the same feeling that I had. He actually ended up winning the talent show, and I was so excited and so proud of him. But guess what? Not everyone knows that feeling. Not everyone understands what it is to not be able to say with words the emotions that are happening in your brain. Instrumentalists do. They know how to take the deepest and most rich emotions that you're feeling and help you express them in a way you never thought you could. But nobody cares. No one supports these instrumentalists, so when no one supports them, they don't get to perform. There's a very small percentage of musicians that are just instrumentalists that just to get to perform their pieces. Usually these instrumentalists are now having to play in bands, having to work a second job, or they're playing the background at your favorite holiday Christmas party or your favorite restaurant. These instrumentalists are the background noise for all of your favorite activities, and no one knows, no one cares, no one supports. You talk over them, you're like, oh yeah, that's a beautiful piano, that's a beautiful little band playing, but our conversation is more important, this food is more important than actually paying attention to whatever they're doing. Don't get me wrong, there is a need for background music at some places, but what about giving them support? At the end of the night saying, thank you so much for our band for playing, these are who these people are, here are their names, go follow them on social media, go look them up, go support them. But no, at the end of the party, at the end of the night, they go home with a small wad of cash for playing, maybe a $2 or $3 tip, and that's it. Most of them have to work a second job because they are undersupported, underappreciated, and nobody cares. The music industry has to change, and it has to change now. High school and college marching / concert bands can no longer be the background of football game day or just some random concert contest thing that happens in the spring. Symphony orchestras and bands can no longer be the background soundtrack of your favorite movie without any recognition. And individual instrumentalists cannot just be the background music you hear at your favorite holiday party or your favorite restaurant. There needs to be appreciation, support, and we need to take these bands from the background of all these places and bring them into the light. Show people this is this instrumentalist, this is their name. How amazing are they? We should be proud of them. We should support them. We should encourage them to keep doing what they're doing. If not, all of these things are slowly going to become a lost art. No one can continue doing their job and their passions without some sort of support and some sort of appreciation for them. They're only going to want to play for themselves in their house because that's all they have. Instrumentalists love to share music. They love to express themselves. And no one cares. And that needs to change. We must start supporting them. We must start cheering them on. And we must start including them in the world of the music industry.
And here's how we fix this problem.
The music industry needs to change, starting with the music community. Before we can ask others to support us and cheer us on, we need to be doing that ourselves. Go to your friends' concerts. Stay during halftime and cheer on the band. Go to the singers' things too. Listen to them sing. Watch each other perform, support each other, and cheer everyone on. Look at some bands that are already doing that. If you look at Ohio State and Michigan States, they run Instagrams that have over thousands and thousands of followers. On these Instagrams, they show off their seniors, they show off certain instrument sections, they show off their halftime and all the work they're putting in, and also they support other bands, they cheer each other on. It's amazing the amount of support and the amount of encouragement you can see just from these bands. So before we can go out and ask anybody else for their support and for their encouragement, it must start with us. It must start with musicians supporting musicians.